The Empire of the Old World could be viewed as a nation within a nation. While its walled cities and fortified towns are indeed very impressive, the vast majority of its land is covered by dark, sprawling forests. The Beastmen dominate these Gothic woodlands, and it seems that every rocky outcrop and towering tree hides some cannibalistic animal-human hybrid. Lost children, careless hunters, and absent-minded travelers disappear with alarming regularity in its leafy embrace. Sometimes, however, the Cloven Ones will remind the humans just whose land they dwell on. In such instances, the Beastmen charge forth from the deep forest, slaughtering and despoiling everything in its path. Entire towns can disappear in one long night, swallowed whole by the Children of Chaos. Such was the tragic case of Kalkengard. Kalkengard was an empire town within the Forest of Shadows, which runs north of the Middle Mountains through Nordland, Ostland, and Ostermark. Unfortunately for Kalkengard, the Forest of Shadows is well known for its abundance of minotaurs. The brutes congregate here in great numbers, forming entire tribes of chaotic cowmen. If led by a properly bloodthirsty Doombull, they are nigh unstoppable. One such Doombull was Ragush of the Bloody Horn, a monstrous giant, even among his own kin. He commanded the brave herd of hundreds of minotaurs, each armed with a pair of crude cleavers and an unending hatred for the civilized world. Ragush and his army committed countless acts of savagery across the Northern Empire, but it was only when the Doombull's hateful gaze fell upon Kalkengard that his name entered into the legends of men. Kalkengard fell in a single night. The town was completely destroyed, its buildings torn down, and its defenders slaughtered like lambs by the rampaging minotaurs. So many citizens were murdered or captured that not even Ragush and his monstrous kin could eat all the corpses in a single sitting. After feasting upon the tastiest meat, the Doombull commanded his army to string up the remaining victims for later. Kalkengard's inhabitants were nailed to rocks and hung from trees, acting as both a monument to Ragush's battle prowess and a continual source of meat for the Bray herd. Whenever the Doombull or his followers felt their blood greed grow, they could return to the town's ruins and feast to their heart's content. Thus was born the Kalkengard larder, a cursed testament to the power of the forest's true rulers. In Total War Warhammer, the Butchers of Kalkengard are a unit of minotaurs with shields. Introduced to the Foundation update, they cost 1500 gold in multiplayer. This is 123 less than a normal rank 9 unit of shielded minotaurs, making them an absolute steal if you were planning on taking a unit like that in the first place. Their stat line is identical to their standard counterparts, but their real draw is their special rules. The Butchers of Kalkengard cause terror and have regeneration. Terror makes them excellent at clearing out large blocks of low leadership units, letting them rout units that would otherwise keep them tied down for a long period of time. This is application in domination mode by scaring off all the chaff that's holding down your objectives. Regeneration means they can take a beating and keep on fighting later in the game, as long as they don't lose too many models. Between their silver shields and high melee defense value of 56, this shouldn't be too hard. This makes them one of the hardiest units in the Beastmen army, capable of dishing out damage while withstanding anything the enemy throws at you. The Butchers of Kalkengard in-game are a bit different from what I envision in the lore. For one, the Butchers were explicitly noted as carrying pairs of jagged cleavers, meaning they should have been standard minotaurs instead of the shielded variant. Secondly, they shouldn't have the regeneration ability. They aren't trolls, they're minotaurs, they're healing because they're eating meat. We have the Gorefeast ability already in-game on the Khorne roster, so the Butchers should probably have that instead. While they would only heal in melee combat, it would make them feel more like minotaurs. The terror is completely accurate, however. To anyone familiar with the story, they would indeed be terrifying, even by the standards of the rest of the Warhammer world. That's all I've got for the Butchers of Kalkengard, and on Kalkengard for that matter. I guess it's hard to make it onto the fantasy maps if all you're known for is being a burnt-out pantry for a bunch of minotaurs. The video was tangentially asked for by Drakeclaw. They actually asked for minotaurs, but apparently there's a lot of information on those, so that video will have to come out a bit later as I gather my sources. Hopefully this tides you over for the time being. You too can ask me to cover a specific topic in the comments down below, though it may take me a while to get to it. If that seems like a lot, but you still enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel, or both, I'm not picky. Every little bit helps out immensely. That's all for today though, so until next time, this has been Sigmar's Chosen, signing off for now. I can't believe they made them look like dairy cows too. I mean, really, that's a little insulting right there.